Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Truly Bedrock Season 2, Episode 7. Hello! I forgot that these were a thing. So we've got some different things here. I really like these. These are so stupid. Oh, I even made sure I grabbed an emote Tiz. Yeah. Anyway, I'm over here in the shopping district. We had finished up this build here, and I went AFK for a few days. Now, one of the comments in the last video was about moving these trees to behind the shop and maybe make them custom and a little tall and things like that. And I really like what happened here with these guys. So we're going to leave that be. I thought that was a great idea. It kind of blocked the shop view. Now, I did spend the 3 days AFK and restocked the shop, but we haven't had any sales. But we are fully stocked on blaze rods if anybody needs them. We also have one free with purchase. So we have some blaze heads. And we put an ender chest down just to make it easy for everybody to get to their diamonds. Now, as I came back to restock the blaze rods, there was a little stand right here that had SOS in the letters, and it was Jessie B wanting somebody to help set up a piglin bartering system in the Nether for her, so that she could AFK at her Guardian farm and collect all the drops from the bartering system. So I saw that, decided we were going to help her do that, and did a live stream basically setting that up for her, as well as doing a little bit of base prep work. Now, she was offering 2 diamond blocks, so of course we couldn't pass that up. Back over at the one chunk base, and here is the payment for the work we did for Jessie, and we have 3 diamond blocks and a book. Well, let's read the book first. You're an absolute hero. Thank you so much for the help, and I know I said I'd pay 2 blocks, but because I heard you had a heck of a time, enjoy the tip. Oh, that's nice. We did have a little bit of a struggle. Jessie had a ton of soul-fired torches around where she wanted the piglins, and I kind of forgot the fact that piglins don't like the soul-fired torches, so yeah, we struggled just a wee bit. But that is ever so nice of her to give us 3 blocks of diamonds. Let's see, 24, and this is 36, right? So that's 27. Nope, I can't math. That's okay. 51 total diamonds now. I did spend quite a bit gathering up some bits and bobs for what we are going to work on today. Now, we're going to dump all of this stuff in our chest here, and we need to find a good place to put this. I don't want to lose this book. I guess right here is good enough. And that's everything that we needed to clear up. Awesome. Chunktown Portal. We have our little piglin bartering system set up here, and this was just a manual thing. Now, Jessie's tunnel, and I actually have my soul speed boots on, so this is going to be quick, is just over here. Right here. And this, by the way, is absolutely amazing. I love the blackstone, the polished, the bricks. This all looks really good. The warped wood with the prismarine, it all fits so well. And then, of course, the Soulfire Lanterns. I said torches, but I meant lanterns. The piglins don't like these. But nonetheless, we set this up for her. Looks like she might have changed the location of the chest. Well, we have an on-off switch here for these guys. You can come in here and put your gold. It'll go down to the dispenser there. Turn this thing on. And if the tunnel is still open, we can go... Yeah, it's still open right here. We have a little bit of a etho hopper clock here with a few items in it, and this just pulses these dispensers, firing out gold to these guys. This way they can trade, and it's perfectly timed, so they will always trade. Then we have this redstone block here that comes out and turns this hopper off, so that when she's done AFKing, nothing breaks or anything like that. And looks like she had a little bit of gold in the system, so we'll wait for these guys to trade. I'd imagine she hooked it up. Yeah, She hooked it up to her system down here. So looks like a fair amount of things are being traded, which is pretty nice. Oh yeah. Obsidian, crying obsidian, all the good bits. Looks like there's plans to kind of filter this stuff out as needed. This was a little bit tough because the hoppers are like right at this level or just one block below this. So I did try to make this nice for her, but it's been changed up a little bit. This looks absolutely amazing. These guys are chilling in here. And that was an easy, well, a semi-easy 2 blocks of diamonds, 3 blocks of diamonds to make up. Now, what I want to do today, we are actually going to head over to the Nether base. Now, for those of you that didn't watch our stream, we did a little bit of Nether base planning in that stream after we got done with the piglin bartering system. Can't remember how long the stream was. It was a couple hours. It all worked out pretty good. So we jumped over into a creative world, same seed as Truly Bedrock, and we did some planning. Now, basically what I have is a picture I threw up on the internet, or on Discord, not the internet, a picture I found off the internet of a castle I put on Discord to kind of show those of you that are part of Discord what we want to do. And we need a thing. Let's just grab this. And we don't have our stone cutter up, so that should be in this one, I believe. It actually should be in this one, but it's not, so it must be in this one. I made myself a couple of backpacks, and this one I wanted to have kind of tools and food and stuff. Looks like I still need to switch some of these crafting tables and workbenches over. So let's throw these in here, and I want to make, I don't know, 8 walls or so. All right. Now let's go find ourselves a little bit of an area to do this in. If you guys noticed, I actually organized my ender chest here. We've got our redstone, we've got our backpack, our treasure, we have our blaze rod supply, our potions, and then we just have some blocks that or some boxes of blocks that we've been using, some soul sand that we were going to use for selling, but I actually need a bunch of soul sand for the build. We've got some nether wart in here. Anyway. So what I did in the creative test world was I showed you guys basically our plans. So I got a picture of a castle that I want to build. It was surrounded by a lake, and that's kind of perfect for what we're going to build. So we're going to have like an entrance to the base. We're going to have, you know, the typical castle walls. We'll have a little circle piece at this end and a circle piece at this end. We'll have a couple of walls coming back, a square, couple of walls, and a circle piece. Now, I didn't make enough walls, but we'll have a couple of walls here. We'll have a smaller square, a bigger square, a smaller square, then a couple of walls, or a wall, the circle piece, a couple of walls, and then a square piece. So basically our castle is going to look like this, but on a grander scale. I did this in creative, and I really like this. I thought it was pretty funny. Scale model of our castle. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. Now, for those of you watching, we did a lot of this planning, at least in a creative world during stream. And if you're not following me on Twitch, go over twitch.tv/zap_113. Give a follow. I am trying to stream more instead of doing a second series on YouTube. That's why we have weekly videos, but I also try to do some weekly live streams. So we did a layout, and this is basically what we came up with. So as I said, we're going to have a square area. We're going to have a wall, then a circle area to a wall, square, blah, blah, blah. We have the smaller squares here, and then a bigger square here. So this is at wide level 32 2, I believe. Let's actually go ahead and go down there. This thing is going to be rather huge. And we did mess up. As you can see, we messed up a little bit with our layout, but these walls are 19 blocks wide. These are 9 by 9 squares. This is a 9 by 9 circle, roughly. And the smaller ones in the back of the castle are going to be 7 by 7. So this is going to be kind of the main entrance to the castle. And we're going to bridge out over into this area and then probably dig down and then hook up to a tunnel that will take us back. Our blaze farm is just over there, little ways. Yep. So, let's see. We actually go that way towards spawn. And we're at Y level 32. So my thought process was to get a bunch of it's these, and we'll go ahead and get these out. Perfect. So I am going to basically just build up. We did the base in regular blackstone, and then we're going to build up the walls with these blackstone bricks. Now, everywhere that I'm not going to have a wall, I am going to slab off, because this area is basically going to be hollow. Now, in creative, what I thought about doing was coming up about here-ish, Y level 40. And then we could bridge out that way, get into kind of a tunnel situation, and take it down. I thought that would be cool. And then we would still have the lava underneath our base a little bit. We are going to fill in this entire area. Here's the plans. We're going to have a path that leads over to the back area, a path that leads over there, and a path that leads over there. In the center, we'll have some kind of feature. Obviously, we can't do a fountain, but maybe a lava feature. I don't know. And then these fields in between all of this are going to be netherwart farms. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically what I need to do now is go through and slab up all of these areas that are not going to be walls. And we'll do the center section here, like so. Actually, we could catch this one too. And yeah, we're going to slab up this whole area, and then we'll start building up our walls to about this height. And then we'll be able to bridge out over to there, to here. And we will have some openings going into these towers as well. Now, one of my other plans is to keep this center section open so that when we actually build this thing up, we can walk from this tower to that tower over there if we wanted to. On the outside of these walls, actually, this could technically be a slab too. We need a wall like that. Outside of these walls, we're going to do some detail, and that's something else we looked at in creative of what our block palette was going to be. Now, I personally really, really like the way that Nether Brick looks on the outside of Blackstone, but it's going to be very, very dark, number one. Number two, this is going to go up on YouTube, and they're going to compress the file. So it's probably not going to turn out the best. So our best option is to go ahead and go with something a little more vibrant or bright. One of the suggestions during the live stream was to use red nether brick. Now, all of our efforts to make red nether brick right now are currently going into the Nether Hub project. So with that being said, yeah, we're probably gonna go with, if I have the box somewhere. Right here. Here we go. We're probably going to go with some warp blocks. We're going to go with the warped wart, the warped stem. This is just going to be for the stairs and stuff like that. We may go just warped wood. I don't know yet. We will see. Due to the sheer size of this castle and our plans, we're not going to do a heck of a lot of detail because, honestly, nobody's going to see it much. So we're just going to use the polished blackstone bricks all the way up, and then we'll do some details on the outside of the wall. But now, is the time that we break this and not break anything else. Now is the time to get a crafting bench out, craft up some slabs, go around this entire thing, and basically get the base structure of this castle built. One thing to note as I look at this Enderman is this is a fairly big project, so it's going to take some time. And today is mostly about getting the base of it going. I would like to get the soul sand placed in and the nether wart so we can kind of AFK in this area and get even more nether wart than we were before so we can get, I think Liara needs something like 11 more boxes of nether wart, which is quite a bit. About 2 harvests of my nether wart at my base, I have almost a shulker box full right here. I think the last stack is just a few shy of 64. But yeah, this is going to be a huge project, so let's get cracking. Alright, a few things. Number one, we got this castle raised up a few blocks. I went to Y level 38 because we're getting low on the blackstone bricks. I did buy out 3 shulker boxes worth from Foxy and Slack's shop. And this isn't the height. Obviously, we're going to go up another 10 or so blocks. And then I went ahead and laid this path all the way around. And we got this center section set up. I did place a few blocks up right here and then poured some lava. And I didn't like the way that looked. So I'm thinking we may do like some big tree here. Kind of similar to what we did on the island in Season 1. Like a custom tree. I know we have the crimson trees and stuff, but we could do something a little custom. I think that could look cool. Now, another thing that I completely spaced out when I was building this is obviously this is a warped biome, and we have an Enderman problem. So I'm going to need to either slab above this or come back down by a half slab, but I'm running out of Nether Brick. So I had to use what I had smelted up to finish out these paths, and what I really want to get done is placing in all of this soul sand. Like so. I do need to go down and slab this area up because we're going to kind of leave this underside alone, and then I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this piece of lava and that piece of lava over there as it does cut into the base. I want to leave these flowing down, but I don't know if I want to move that just outside the wall or potentially come up here and place in like a glass pane and then kind of glass panes around it. I'm not sure. But one thing's for sure, we definitely want to get going on placing this soul sand in. I don't think it would look too bad. We grab... Yeah, I got a few of these. We're going to have to go over there and start tearing down some of the nether fortress, and then we're going to have to go that way, I think, is a bastion about a couple hundred blocks, and we're going to have to tear that apart too. If we start, or if we took this up by this level, I mean, this would give us a step down into the soul sand, and then here, I think what we would do, just to kind of break it up, we could make, let's see, something like that. We might actually change this out. I don't like that. But I think this could work. And these simply could just be something like that. I don't think that would look too bad. Again, this is just going to be kind of a feature in the base. Yeah, we need a couple more stairs, but I think this could work out. Oh, something's not right here. Let's see, we went out 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, and then we started 3, 3, and 3. We've got our 3 there, but not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why, because that doesn't go there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think this is going to work out, and then putting the slabs in here is going to prevent these guys from spawning, and then what we're also going to need to do is probably... come on. I thought I had more. I guess I used them all for crafting. Come up one more block here and start our floor around this whole place with the black stone slabs. All the way around. This way we have a nice flat area. Now the only thing that I don't know what I want to do yet is right here. This gap all the way around. I'm not sure. This is all going to be soul sand through here. And we're going to leave the lava underneath for now. We have, or I should say, I have maybe a plan. Not 100% sure. So, yeah, soul sand placing is a must. Definitely going to slab this up underneath here, just this little island or peninsula, whatever this is that I dug into, and yep. So we have this too. Come on, dude. These guys spawn right here on this shelf, so I think we're going to need to get some buttons and stuff. Of course, I look at you while I'm looking at other stuff. Come on. Thank you. That one keeps just falling in the lava. Alright, so more block placing is a must. Progress has been made on the base. I think it's looking really, really good. The only thing that I'm unsure of is if we want to use this warp block or the regular warp block. I think the regular warp block is going to look better in this center section because of all of the nether wart, but I haven't finished this over here yet because I'm going to leave it to you guys to decide. What do you want to do? What do you think we should do? Should we use the warp block that I'm standing on or the normal nether wart block? Now, as I've been up here hanging out, I've noticed that these guys are spawning in right over here, and on this tree over here where I just looked at this Enderman. Hi, guy. Excuse me. Come back. There we go. Anyway, so we have some nether fortress spawns from what the nether was before the update. There must have been a nether fortress right here. So that's good to note for future. If we wanted to, we could make kind of a janky little setup and get some wither skeleton skulls. Now, let's go ahead and jump down here. You guys will see that we did put up quite a bit of things. I did move the lava here. I'm still unsure if I want to move this just outside the wall, because I do like these lava falls. That's why I chose this location, or part of the reason I chose the location. Now, we talked in the last clip about slabbing this area up, and as I was building this thing, it was it was a nuisance. I lit up all the paths because we are only trying to keep out Endermen, and light level matters to them. So we did the light in the paths, and I didn't think that mobs could spawn inside or on soul sand, but these guys proved that to be wrong. I thought because soul sand is technically not a full block, I didn't think mobs could spawn, but the Endermen were spawning out here, so we put up these shroom lights for now. I filled in this section here, and then I put the nether wart down to let this grow. Did this section, nether wart down, so on and so forth, so we can collect up some serious nether wart here. Looks like we got a little bit over there that still needs to grow. That was from me messing up something over there. And I'm going to need to go get my shulker boxes. This used just shy of 6 stacks per area. So I'm thinking even with the replanting, we should gain about a shulker box and a quarter per harvest, which will be nice. We only have to harvest this thing a few times, but we can also use this in our advantage for the red nether brick. As I said, I think this looks pretty good. I mean, the castle walls are going to go up similar to that. They're going to go up quite a ways. And I think this looks better than this, but I'm torn. The only thing that throws me off is this. If this wasn't here, this would look better. So you guys let me know in the comment section below which you think is better. And then we will tear out whatever section you guys didn't like, and we'll fill the rest of this in. Now, as you notice, we did start building up the area. This is going to be kind of the main area where I do my day-to-day business. We're going to have a few chests in here. I could still put some in here. Probably going to have this 3x3 entrance. And the only main issue I have with this area back here is the gas that continuously spawn over here. So I think off camera, or maybe during a live stream, we're going to need to spawn proof this area over here, as well as taking out this crimson area. Hello. Yep. So this area here, this section here, and possibly over here, these are a 7x7 square, so we'll end up with a 5x5 area. You just saw that. That is where I am getting these guys spawning, and they don't blow up the blackstone, they don't blow up the nether brick. They do blow up the soul sand, and I found out that this basalt right here is not blast proof very well either. So anyway, as I was saying, I think I'm going to use these two sections over there and over here as like piglin barding setups. And then I don't really know what I'm going to use the rest of this for. But it will be used for something. So let me know what you guys think about the central area, the warp blocks, and I think that is going to do it from us today on Bedrock. We did get some setup here, a little bit of organization, as you can see. Basalt, nether brick, got some nether rack in here, and some miscellaneous stuff. We did bring some dirt and stuff back from the base, scaffolding, some bone blocks, things that we may need while we're in nether. But as I said, that's going to do it for me today. The base project has been started. We will be continuing our work from the nether next time. So as always, leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you're new, check the description down below, and I will see you on the next one.